I mentioned Lucy Sandler. Her husband is the famed art historian Irving Sandler of American contemporary art, and he was on the board of the Rothko Foundation, and my husband was with them, and one day, when Irving just said to my husband, asked him if he'd be interested, and my husband said, no, that's really not for me. And then he said it was like light bulbs came on over all their heads, and they said, Bonnie. And so I ended up being the curator of the Rothko Foundation. To this day, Lucy Sandler blames Irving for diverting me from being in medieval to, as she said, he corrupted me to go into the contemporary. And however, I have used my medieval research and methodology almost in every single artists or writings I've done, including for Frank Stella, because my specialty was Hiberno-Saxon interlace. And guess what? Stella's senior paper at Princeton was on the relationship of Hiberno-Saxon interlace and Jackson Pollock. So I'm probably one of the few people that got it when I saw it. And then most recently, I've just completed a book for Skira Milan on an exhibition I'm doing for NSU Art Museum called Some Aesthetic Decisions. The subtitle is Centennial Celebration of Marcel Duchamp's Fountain, and I ended it with a discussion of Abbot Suchet, who formulated a philosophy of Gothic art that is in a way very similar to what Duchamp did, which was move the art from being about the object to the viewer. In the case of Suchet, it was to go from the material splendor of the stained glass and the gold doors to a spiritual level, elevate the mind. And in Duchamp, it was to move the mind from the object to move the reception to the artwork from the object to the imagination, and that the emphasis was from just being a pure passive viewer to now being an active participant in the artwork. And I was interested to see how closely, and of course he's from France, so I wouldn't put it past him to have absorbed that philosophy from Abbot Suchet, who created the Gothic aesthetic.